We are privileged to have with us Director of Public Relations for the Ghana military. He's in the person of Colonel Eric Agri-Kwashi to make some clear clarifications with regards to some of the concerns raised by the young people. So let me quickly get to him so we begin the interaction. Welcome to Metro TV, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
You are encroaching on traditional lands of the La people, which wasn't part of the original land acquisition for the military. How come?
I think the word encroachment looks too strong because what we are trying to do now is to create a buffer between some sensitive installations within our environment and then the civilian settlements that are springing up along the boundary.
And where the buffer is taking place, is it part of the original plan or the land size given to the military?
See, originally, when I first went to the military academy, you could stand at Teshi, the military academy school, and see Bema camp. So this issue of buffer didn't come in because our installations were not being threatened. But now we have settlements coming so close to these facilities, and it has become very, very necessary for us to protect these installations and also protect the very civilians who are living around the place there.
But beyond the buffer, the worry of these young people is that there are elements within the military who are, looting the lands, not originally part of the land given to the military. And they are even molesting some of them per their words. How come?
I don't understand the issue of the looting.
Well, the land doesn't belong to the military,
yes,
yet some of the officials are acquiring them and even building mansions and selling them off, per what they are telling us.
No, so which title are they holding with regard to the land that some people are looting, if I should use their word? Who gave them the title? Is it the armed forces that gave them the title to the land? Or some landowner gave those supposed elements of military personnel they are alleged to be having properties there, the title? Because the armed forces cannot sell land to anybody. But whatever land that we are occupying belongs to the state. And I think that the little that I know about these things is the land commission that can give you title to a piece of land that belongs to the state. So those lands that we are selling, it means that the people there are all encroachers, if that is the case. Because one day, if the landowner comes, those people can be kicked out.
It could be that not the military itself as an establishment, but perhaps some officials within the military, by virtue of their stature and position, then using all means to acquire the lands illegally.
No, how are they acquiring the lands? From who? Because if it's a military facility, no service person can on his own go and say that I'm going to cut this piece of land to sell it or take it upon myself. No, things doesn't work like that in the armed forces.
So in effect, that is not true.
To the best of my knowledge, that is not true. If anybody has land there, then maybe that person might have acquired it from a landowner, but not from the military or a military person.
Right. So the people are again accusing you that in the process of, allegedly acquiring their lands illegally, you are as well molesting their people. They have farms close to your installation, but when their people come there, they are farmers. You harass them. Your people beat them up, including the women.
It's sad to hear this. And then they are using women. I keep referring to the period when I was at the military academy. We had people who had okra farms and all those things around the place. So even when you go to train, the instructors will tell you that be very careful, don't destroy the farms. You see, don't destroy the farms, which meant that we knew people who have farms around the place. But today, when you go there, there are houses there. And so, if they are turning their farms into houses, I wish that they don't accuse us of taking their farmlands, because all those lands, I told you, you could stand at the military academy and see Bema camp, which meant that it was okra, tomato, and pepper farms. So they don't block your sight. But today, there are story buildings. They want to say that the armed forces put up all those story buildings and gave them out to people. Is that what they are saying? And so it's their own farmlands that they are giving it out to people to put up houses. And so if you want to come this time around to maybe cultivate a farm produce very close to a sensitive installation, that one will not allow it. Because if by your actions, if there is any accident, the repercussions will be very serious for all of us. You, the person who went close to the facility, and somebody who might be living some kilometers away from where you went to do your farming activity. And so if people are being stopped, then it means that they are going too close to areas that their activities could cause an accident or create a security problem.
Okay, but what we also gathered was the fact that you've acknowledged that there was the need to meet up with some of the people from LA to have this resolved to the extent of reaching the Attorney General. But the accusation is that you are not going by the agreements made. How come you all sat down to agree, then you are not following? That's what they are accusing you
Maybe if they can't make known to the public the terms of the agreement, then they will be able to know that we are meeting the terms or we are not meeting. The best
payment of compensations when you want to acquire their land, which you are not doing.
No. You see, let's look at the armed forces as a state institution. And so if armed forces is supposed to pay compensation, who will pay the compensation? It has to come from the central government. And so if there is a compensation to be paid and it's been processed and everything is clear and we know who is to receive the compensation, I'm sure maybe if you go today and say you want to go and pay compensation, who to collect the money self will create a problem.
In La specific, La has a manche,
Yes,
who you know is legitimate.
But is it you want to say it's the La Mancha who send the youth to demonstrate?
The youth represents the La people, so in
No,
effect.
you are talking about the traditional authority. Yes, everybody represents the people. Who sent them to come and demonstrate? Is it the traditional authority, or is the youth who think that something that belongs to them is being taken away? Have they find out from the traditional authority? Well, I've not seen any formal complaint from the traditional authority. To the best of my ability, they are cooperating with us, and we are all working to make sure that whatever arrangement that are put in place will create a win-win situation for everybody.
Right. So have you even taken the trouble to investigate some of their concerns?
No, whatever issues that they are raising are issues that are not new to us. I think before we started this interview, we were discussing something. There have been other groups that have raised similar issues, and that is how come the Attorney General came into this issue. And so whatever they are bringing up is not something that is outside the already issues that are on the table, that we are trying to find an amicable way of resolving. Okay. And so we can't say that what they are saying has no basis. No, that is not the case.
You are finding amicable, we are about wrapping up, but you are finding amicable ways of resolving them, where compensations which are to be paid are not being paid, for which some of these young people are becoming agitated.
No, but my point is that even if we pay compensations, I don't think they will call the youth and share the money to them. There is an authority that will take whatever compensation that there is. And so we should just exercise restraint, because running up and down in the street and shouting, even if now government says that, okay, the issues surrounding these things have been resolved. The armed forces have been given the right to set up the buffer zone. This is the compensation. Maybe the land valuation board have come out with that. Okay, the people are entitled to this number of Ghana cedis. They will not call the citizens of La and say, okay, they brought 5 Ghana cedis, so everybody take 5%, 5%. I don't think that is how they will distribute the money. It will go to an authority, and then it will be used in the interest of the people. So that is what we should be looking at. Now, whatever things that the monies will be used for will benefit all of us. Because we are all part of the community. If La Polyclinic is well equipped, we all go there. We all go to trade fair. So if everything is fine there, it benefits us. We living in Burma camp, and then those who are in La community itself. We are one people. Yes.
Right. So before we leave, during their protest, they had wanted to come and check the land belonging to them to know exactly the state of that land and to take journalists around. But you brought out your equipment, the armory and all that with your soldiers around with their vehicles. These are a few young people from La chanting, marching here and there, yet the number of soldiers you brought out positioned everywhere was quite scary.
I don't know what to say. They said they are doing peaceful demonstration. I don't know if they knew the minds of all the people who were part of the group. And do you need that whole number of people to come and see the land? The land is there. Every day, people walk around the place there. But if you mobilize and you are coming, I can't see your intentions from your face. And the organizers might have very peaceful reasons for wanting to bring the journalists there. But how would you know that person who is part of the group who wants to take advantage and then cause a problem?
The number of soldiers you brought there and your equipment, the guns and all, wasn't commensurate to the people and then exactly what they are doing.
Let me just take your mind to this Brussels incident that happened recently. What we saw on TV, the gentleman pushing the cats. See, they were nicely dressed. There was nothing showing on them that these people can cause distraction. So if there was somebody in their midst like that, how would we know? So you don't need to take chances. You don't need to take chances. And so we wouldn't want to wait for something to go wrong, for the journalists to come back and say, so what precautionary measures do you put in place? You see, currently, there are 2 portions of land that their agitations have been going on about. The one portion has been acquired by the state. The eastern side, the eastern border that they refer to, is where we want to do the buffer zone. That's the area that's in contention now. And we've been advised to initiate the process, which we've started. And so for now, I can say that I think it's gone back to the Attorney General's department for them to also do what they are supposed to do. And I think that if, before they pay compensation, Cabinet has to approve of all these things. There are procedures that they have to follow. So let's exercise patience and allow the process to go on.
Thank you very much, Colonel. We really appreciate the time he's spent with us. And this is an issue we shall pursue further, particularly to meet the La Traditional Council, meet the La Manche possibly, so we get clarifications from him. We shall keep you updated. From Burma Camp here in Accra, this is Gabriel Obodai Torgbor-Ashong for Metro News.